What's up everyone, welcome to this new Let's Play Anthem Solo video. In this video we are taking a new agent quest to complete the third post-tutorial mission, critical objective in Anthem. So this is the build that I'm using. It's basically the same as the previous one, except this time I'm using Detonating Strike instead of Tempest Strike. Also, the two weapons I'm using is the Light of the Legion. This is the legendary marksman rifle that was given to me as a result of buying the Legion of Dawn edition of the game. And the second rifle I'm using is a shotgun, the Constrictor shotgun, which gives me even more shields. So, I guess now it's time to start. So this quest is entitled Preventative Precautions. I'm playing it on hard difficulty because I'm still level 11.
Patching in Sentinel Bryn.
Freelancer! Hello again. Sentinel Bryn here. Hi.
Hi again, Sentinel. How are you?
Fine. The Arcanist base isn't far from your location. Keep an eye out for scars.
Will do. Since this is our first mission, maybe we should talk, get to know each other?
No, let's not. I'll let you know when you're close to the base.
Alright.
Again, this is an agent quest you need to complete in order to finish the lending a hand critical objective.
You made it! Arcanist base just ahead, Freelancer.
On it.
So as you probably guessed, the faction we are helping in this episode will be the Sentinel, and the first area we are going to is the first refuge. You might recognize it from the first episode.
Ugh. Completely overrun by scars. I had a feeling.
The Arcanist?
I'm getting a signal from a safe house nearby. I'll send a team to collect them. Now take care of these scars. Oh, please.
Sure thing.
And this is the exact same faction, the Scars, except this time all of the enemies will not be scrappers. You will also have to deal with other enemy types such as destroyers, scouts and hunters.
Any insight into what the scars are doing here?
The base is ransacked. Machinery torn out all over.
Interesting. Scars don't typically care about Arcanist equipment. I wonder what exactly they were studying here.
We do this later.
Ah, great.
The strategy remains the same though. I'm using Cryoglaive to detonate my cryo combo and create the ice aura that will allow me to freeze groups of enemies, and then I can use Detonating Strike to deal AOD, area of damage. It's a very effective power that will prime the enemy. And, well, when you use it, the enemy you are aiming at will be, shining bright, so to speak. And if you kill it before the shining effect fades off, then this will trigger a detonation. So the Scar Hunter is probably one of the toughest enemy in this wave. You won't have to deal with Enforcers, but this one is Elite Hunter. That's why I'm using Target Beacon, that's the red light you're seeing right now, to debuff it. Otherwise, the Elite Hunter might quickly kill you and I don't have much health. And I'm not so tanky, so I've been playing on free play. That's why I'm familiar with most units in the Scar faction. And also, as you probably know, I also have a Scar guide on the Scar faction.
Well, we have to kill those scars on the fort walls later.
You're welcome. The Scars must have taken whatever the Arcanists were studying.
Probably. They're such pests. We've seen scars gather in an area not far from you. Check there.
You got it.
Once you completed the budget, you have to head towards the second area,
This is more Scar activity than I've seen in a long time.
the Garrison.
No one else had noticed.
They're everywhere lately.
They're not even people. Just gross monster things ruining stuff wherever they go.
Tell me how you really feel, Brett.
You will still be fighting Scars though, except this time there will be an Enforcer. Because, that's kind of the second wave.
Freelancer, this is where the scars have been gathering.
Got it. I'll look around for our missing Arcanist machinery. And for whatever else you might be working on.
Watch out for scars while you're at it.
But there's a very effective strategy that you can use against Enforcers. Just watch my previous episodes if you are interested in it. And also talking about the previous episode, the freelancer agent quest we had to complete for the lending a hand critical objective. Well, at some point I said that in the last dungeon, in the last room of the dungeon, there was an enforcer, and I said that this was a regular enforcer, but I was wrong.
Just broken shaper bits. Nothing from the Arcanist.
Keep looking.
I didn't see that it had a name. So the first objective, so to speak, is to look for salvage.
It's gotta be around here somewhere.
It's not the main objective though. There's a more difficult objective coming in. I'm not even sure that we can call that an objective, because it's not the main objective in this mission, clearly.
There's no Arcanist equipment here either.
Okay, well, if you don't see anything Arcanist-y, they probably got it hidden.
So I should look for some kind of scar shed?
Sure?
This area is not like the most dynamic part of this mission.
Cave instead of a scar shed.
I can work with it.
Well, there's one near you. Good place to hide stolen machinery.
I'll find it and head in.
I would hope so, yes.
This wave was actually easier than the previous one. So this is the hollow. This is normally a not-low dungeon. And, well, in this dungeon there will be many enemies. So it's two-room dungeons, in fact. There's the first room and there's the last room, which is, well, as big as the first one. They are roughly the same size, you know. And in this room, so there will be a succession of objectives. In the first room there's one objective. We are going to do it in a moment. And in the second room there will be two objectives with two enemy factions. As soon as you approach the first room, Sentinel Brain will start speaking again.
Well, the scars are hiding the stockpile would be somewhere creepy like this.
Any advice?
Eliminate them and find it.
Blunt but fair.
But basically the only objective we have now is to kill all the scars. So sometimes you'll see me using detonating strike while there is no enemy in front of me. So, for nothing. It's simply because I was, trying out different builds. On this occasion, I was, trying out detonating strike, but normally I like to use plasma star, you know. So that's why that's the third time in a row that I saw myself do that. As I was saying in the previous episode with Tempest Strike, you know, I'm not accustomed to these. I was not accustomed to these powers back in the day. So the first wave, so far there's only scrappers. It's even curious because basically the first wave, when we were at the first refuge, was basically more complex than, you know, the second area with the salvage searching. Oh, there's a scout as well. Well, there were two scouts in the first area. Here are the big guys, you know. This is the elite hunters. This is the same elite hunter I was mentioning earlier when we were in the first area. So now, you know, we're moving into a more complex part of the wave, of the scar wave. So that's the moment when you want to try to kite the enemy around and also to keep an outlook on the scar portals, on the gates they use to spawn, you know. Because those gates move, and in fact those gates basically are indicators of what is happening, you know. When you reach a certain budget, I guess, then a new gate opens. And usually I don't know, I'm not sure it was done on purpose, but most of the time I noticed that in fact those gates would appear near my position. So I'm not sure that it's the case, that it was designed like this, or probably I'm not very lucky. I don't know, but still. So even if this is only hard difficulty, this is not Grandmaster difficulty, you have to be really, really careful. As long as you're not around, I don't know, level 15, 16, well, probably 20. I don't remember. We'll see that together. But don't worry, in the future, you'll see me playing Grandmaster difficulty as soon as I reach level 30. I'm still training on Grandmaster 3 right now, as I'm preparing this episode. As I'm narrating this episode, I'm still preparing Grandmaster 3, so my goal is simply to, well, make the game more and more difficult as I progress, so that when I play the last mission, I should normally be playing it on Grandmaster 3, I hope. I see, because it's Grandmaster 3 after all. It's very difficult. My interceptor, the same interceptor you are seeing right now, has a power level around, I guess, 730-ish, So it's more than enough to start playing Grandmaster 3, but still, it's very complex. This is not the toughest character in this game. So, but you'll see me playing the Interceptor a lot. Even if I try to vary, to play with other javelins as well. Most notably the Ranger and the Storm. Why not the Colossus? Well, not because I don't like it. Well, I don't really, in fact. But, well, I do like it for many reasons. I'll be posting a top 5 video about my favorite builds, and the Colossus is among one of them. But, in fact, I don't know, when soloing, I don't really like it. What I prefer is the Interceptor, it has, he has, or she has, great dodge.
Finished off all the scars.
Not done yet.
And let's move to the next and last area in this quest.
They've got that stolen Arcanist machinery hooked up to a Shaper artifact.
Looks bad. Stop them before it goes volatile.
So this is again a budget wave, and this time here is our Enforcer. This is the greatest occasion we have, opportunity we have to loot great things, but it didn't give me anything. In fact, but I still looted a rare item. So when you are leveled 12, this is meaningful. But this is the Elite Scar Enforcer, and the Elite Scar Enforcer, unlike the Scar Enforcer that was too greedy to give me anything, this one, I'm sure, is going to give me something. Well, I hope. You see, I'm freezing it. It's the best thing you can do to deal with it, and then you just, shoot the weak points, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, basically what I wanted to say was that that's also the reason why I'm using the Light of the Legion legendary weapon. The marksman rifle I was talking about earlier. Because this will give me support luck, more support luck. And what does that mean? Well, according to BioWare, support luck means that you have better chances, it improves your chances to loot better things, basically. So it impacts on the rarity of the loot you have. Not on the frequency of looting, though. There's no bonus stats as of, version 1.0.3. There is no bonus stat to augment the frequency of loots. I mean items, not ammunition or supply. So when they say the rarity of looting, I'm not even sure what that means, because looting means the items, but support means that it's all about the ammunition and things like this. So I think they should have given a proper name to this. Like, you know, is the RNG god with you, or is it not? The first wave consists of these scars, and as long as you didn't kill the elite enforcer, this is not going to stop. Well, you can try to kill as many enemies as you can so that there's, you know, the overall dungeon is less busy. What you don't want is the room to be overcrowded with enemies, you know. They are not all elite enemies. The, you know, scrappers are not elite scrappers, and destroyers are not elite destroyers. So basically they are not tough, but the elite scout enforcer surely is. And I'm not using Radicry, I'm still using target beacon. Radicry would allow me to, well, cancel the burning effect on my javelin whenever the enforcer uses the flamethrower, or the destroyer uses acid with the seekers. But as far as I'm concerned, well, when the enforcer is not frozen and when I'm not, you know, trying to kill it, because the enforcer uses its flamethrower a lot. That's, you know, the first thing they do when they see you. Well, I could die of the burning damage as a result of the burning damage. That's why I have to anticipate a little and not stay on, you know, on the front, even if this is just hard difficulty again. It's all relative, you know, it's all about scaling. The way Anthem was designed is that it was, you know, scaled. And at some point you come up with Grandmaster difficulty as if it were easy difficulty. So it's very relative to the power of your javelin, in fact. That's what makes Anthem a bit different. So this one is dead now, but I was wrong. It didn't give me anything.
What happened?
The artifact. It makes scorpions.
You should silence it, probably.
They are so greedy. They are so greedy in this game. It's unbelievable. And this was still the, you know, version 1.0.2, I guess. I don't remember.
Got one.
Bring it back.
For this objective, I only have to bring 3 fragments to the drop point.
That's a fragment back.
Found a piece.
Nice work. Return it.
The scorpions in this wave are not as dangerous as they would be in, you know, in a stronghold, for instance. Except these guys, the workers. The workers detonate as soon as they see you, you know, they are like the breachers in Mass Effect Andromeda. And, you know, so they just basically follow you.
Fragment back.
That's how you can kite them away from the objective, as I'm doing right now. But it's also very dangerous because it might kill you in a blink, really. Even with full shields and full health. I'm too tanky for that right now, but depending on, you know, I was talking about scaling earlier.
Found a fragment.
Good. Reassemble it.
Depending on the difficulty you're playing, that might be really dangerous.
Big, the shiny shield of General Tarsus.
Were those scars deliberately trying to force a Shaper artifact to create scorpions?
Maybe? That's so strange. They normally just scavenge. I'll put it in my report. And, thank you. Great answer. This was a huge help to the Sentinels and to the fort.
Nice. Working with you too.
Yes, well, maybe we'll work together again sometime. Maybe.
See you around, then.
And this is how our quest with the Sentinels ends. So this was, again I repeat, the second part of our third critical objective, lending a hand. And in this part we helped the Sentinels, just like we did the freelancers in the previous episode. So it also means that in the next episode we'll be helping Arcanists. Well, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, that it helped you or whatever. It's a very interesting build that I won't be using much in the future. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. I Exalt out. Bye.